Hello, my name's Rick and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, this is a space for the slower side of life. Quiet days, small projects, a bit of pottering about. Nothing staged, nothing dramatic, just a bloke in his mid-50s bumbling along trying to make his way through life and pointing a camera at it as he goes. Now this particular video is from a little while back, but honestly it's exactly the sort of thing that this channel's all about. So I thought it deserved a proper home here on this channel. So in this video it's just one of those gentle pottering around videos, a sink that needed scrubbing and no other plans, but it turned out to be quite an interesting little video, so I hope you enjoy. So just having a bit of a potter around the house today, bit of tidying up to be done, and I've got to clean my sink, so let's give that a little tidy up. And I'm going to work with something called, it's good stuff, you get this in Aldi's or Lidl's, I can't remember, my sister gets it for me. She bought me a 12 pack of them for Christmas last year, and I use it all the time for just Limescale, because around here the water is very, very hard, so we get a lot of Limescale build up on things. So it's really, really good. If you can see yeah, I get particularly bad Limescale around here. It's basically water sits here, and you can see it's pretty gunked up with Limescale. Whack a bit of this on and just eats through it like you wouldn't believe. Just brings everything up nice. Got to admit, I don't know whether it's the OCD in me or what, but I do like cleaning. Maybe not the act of cleaning, but the end result is always really rather pleasant when you get that kind of almost good as new look again. But yeah, I've just been chatting with a friend of mine. He's just moved to Wales actually, and we were talking. He's a YouTuber as well, and we were talking about making videos and sort of video ideas and things. And I remember one of the video series I've always enjoyed. There's a channel called NHK World, and it's like sort of like the Japanese BBC. But they do all of these sort of almost like promotional videos for Japan, and it's full of these delightful little programs. And there's one little program that I absolutely love, and it's At Home With, I can't remember her name, is it Keisha or something like that? There's basically this little old lady who lives in a traditional Japanese home, and she just, for half an hour, she just potters around with a camera crew behind her, and she just does fairly mundane little things really, but she's very softly spoken, she's got a lovely voice, and she just, I don't know, it's just absolutely compelling to watch. I mean, she does go off on, you know, little trips and things now and again, but for the most part, she's just like pottering around, doing, you know, watering the flowers or whatever, chatting away to the camera. And it's just a really, really relaxing thing to watch. And I always thought that it might be kind of nice to do, I don't know, something similar, just pottering around, having a natter about, you know, whatever's going on as you go. So, I don't know, is this something, you know, people would want to see? I don't know. I think there's a thing about seeing people like living their lives, a kind of a, what do they call it, slice of life genre, where not particularly doing any one specific thing. You know, so say like your YouTube channel is not just about, I don't know, whatever it happens to be, the subject, but you're just getting on with everyday stuff. But it's kind of like a little bit of company. And I don't know, I just kind of like the idea of that. Just pottering, cleaning, I don't know, watering the plants, although I haven't got many plants. In fact, I've only got one peace lily that I've ever managed to stay alive. I don't have green fingers, and most houseplants, they don't do well living in my house. I remember a number of years ago, I made a video where I had a load of mother-in-law tongues, which are oxygenating plants. If you want the Latin name, it's Sansevieria trifasciata Lorente. But I bought a whole bunch of those, and they've all died, all of them. Over a period of, several years, these are the sorts of plants where you barely need to do anything. You don't need to water them. You don't need to, you just leave them alone and they sort themselves out. And yet none of them survived. So I'm not a plant person, but like I say, I have managed to keep this peace lily alive. And this was, that was bought for me for Christmas one year from a friend's mum bought it for me. And I've managed to keep that one alive. And to be honest, it seems to be thriving. I'm quite impressed. And all I do is about once a month, I give it a pint of water. And that's it. I don't do anything else. I haven't fed it. I haven't watered it any more than that. And it seems to be quite happy. There we go. Nice and clean. That's looking a bit, that could do with a bit of a scrub. Let's get that done. Get a bit more of this in there. Right, I'm just going to pour some of that down the little drain hole here. And hopefully that'll take care of some of this limescale here. Actually, let's give it a little squirt on there as well. Right, there we go. That looks pretty good. Quite happy with that. But yeah, W5, good stuff that. I've been using this for years and it's always done a good job of anything stainless steel. So yeah, decided to have a little bit of a tidy up today, and I'm going to move this. This is that E45 stuff. Don't need to use it anymore. Got no more itching, so that's good. So that can go upstairs now. As for these other supplements, I'm not taking any of them apart from the Tudka at the moment. But anything else, oh yeah, and the digestive enzymes. But everything else, I'm just going to hold off taking for now. Still doing the good quality food, so I'm still doing the sardines, still doing the meats, still keeping the weight down. It's all good. And thank you to everybody who left loads of comments on my last video where I said I'm stepping away just temporarily until I get my gallbladder sorted out. Really appreciate all your comments and words of encouragement. And like I say, I will be back at some point very soon doing the dieting. But for now, I'm just pottering. I'm sitting around the house, getting things tidied away. We've got a Christmas card here still. Right, let's put some of these bits away. Batteries live in here. That can go upstairs actually. That's it's a Sony speaker. I use it in the van sometimes. It's quite good. I got that off of Damon. Damon, it was one of Damon's hand-me-downs. He's got some better speakers now, so I had his old Sony one off him. Amazing sound this thing gives out, and it glows up with all these fancy lights as well, which is good. Yeah, that can live upstairs. Now, as far as the headset goes, I've actually got it connected up to the PC at the moment, but I can actually disconnect it. That's on a special wire, which is called the link cable, and that enables you for it to talk to a PC, and then it sort of becomes like an Oculus Rift. It's really good, but there are certain PC features that you can't use on the Quest 2, but you can use on the Pico 4, like the breakout of jail movement thing. Sorry, I'm nerding out. I'll be quiet. That can live in the drawer there, and I'm going to need to do some dusting. So, like to do my dusting at least once a month. It's not that often this happens. No comments, please, regarding the outfits. Yeah, I know where you were going with those thoughts. There we go, that's a bit tidier. Now I do have to find a home for this chair. This was in my bedroom. I put my clothes on it at night, but it was just too big for the bedroom, and it was awkward to sort of move around. So I've gone over to a much smaller one. But this was my old mum's chair, so it's got to go ideally to somebody in the family. I've got a few potential candidates, but they're between houses at the moment, so they're waiting till they move into their new place before they'll know whether they have room for it or not. Also, I think I can lose the blanket now. We had a cold snap, and I decided to have a blanket for the evenings, like you do, you know, when you're over 50, and came in very handy. So you can go back there, buddy. There you go, happy. He's always happy, that one. And they can go in the drawer. Right, so I can put that away. That's the link cable. So I'm not going to be doing VR for a day or two, but it's easy enough to set up when I actually come to use it. There we go, a bit neater. Happy with that. Still got the red light here, but oops, I can still access my airing cupboard, and that's where the blankets live. So I've been using this pretty much every day. I can't tell whether it's doing any good or not, but I've been using it 10 minutes per side each day, and then been using it on my face as well. But I gotta say, I can't. I think it might have been I've got the words white and elephant floating around in my head. Don't ask me why. Can't say that I've seen any noticeable differences after using it for about a week now. But I shall persist. I'm sure some benefit will come from it. Oh. Right, I don't know what to do with myself now. I've been sort of pondering around the house. I've got no work today, so I can just kind of chill out and relax. I think I'm going to do that. I was thinking about maybe creating some more AI art pictures and having a little swap around. Over this side I've got my cat ears and coffee theme. So everybody along here has got cat ears apart from one, and they're all drinking coffee. And then over here I've got my two pictures which I've called places I would love to live if they actually existed in real life. So there's one there, and this again, it's got a bit of a coffee theme going on. So this is like a coffee shop with a incredible sort of backdrop. But yeah, don't know, might do some more artwork and swap them out. We'll see. If you've got any ideas for some themes, don't know. Now, I was thinking of heading out in the van and going for a walk somewhere, but to be honest, that weather's just not very inviting. It's very, very dull out there, and it's getting on in the afternoon. I sort of fancied it earlier, but I just don't fancy it today. So I think I'm going to leave that today and just chill out and maybe watch a bit of TV. Tell you what, actually, let me turn the telly on. I want to show you something. I may have mentioned this before, but I want to show you a really, really good TV thing. Let's just put the telly on and I'm going to start up the Fire TV. Hopefully you can see that. I don't have an aerial. I literally only use a little Fire Stick connected to the internet. That's the sum total of my viewing. But there is a place, an app on the Fire Stick when it comes up. There we go. It's called, like I say, I may have mentioned this before, but it's called NHK World, and it's actually an app. These guys are amazing. And if you're into things like railways, I was watching a railways thing yesterday, and it was just incredible. Let's just turn the volume down. If you go here and then you go to On Demand, it just has all of these delightful little programs all about life in Japan. Japanology Plus is always good, but it's like these little half-hour-long programs and all about these cultural things. But up here, last night I went to, where is it? Train. There we go. Click on Train, and it's got these amazing little programs about all these little tiny branch lines in Japan that are out in the country, and there's just these delightful little programs. Like most of them are like half hour. This one, Train Cruise, is 3/4 of an hour long. And I was watching that one yesterday. And this is an old, now disused railway line. And they've actually repurposed the railway building. And it's like a local community thing. And it's so delightful watching these. But if you like journeys by rail, there's a whole bunch of all of the, I'm slowly working my way through them, and they are all an absolute pleasure to watch. They've been put together so well. Seasoning the Seasons is another beautiful little series. And it's all about, like I say, these little snaps of life in and around Japan. And you get to see all these little places you would never, ever otherwise see. But absolutely delightful. NHK World, I've been watching NHK World for years. And you just pick any subject and they'll have something. You know, anime and manga spotlight. If you're into anime, I'm not into any anime in any way, shape or form, really, honestly. But again, more really, really cool series. They go into all the latest anime. They interview with all the people who are making it. Absolutely brilliant. But there we go. So that's NHK World, and it's on the Fire Stick. I presume you can just access it on the internet as well. But it's just a little gold mine of these really quaint little stories and these really little, really delightful little half-hour-long programs. You know, if you like that sort of thing. I forgot to dust off my piano. I think my little piano stool's upstairs in front of that red light at the moment, so I can't sit. love the sound of piano. I just wish I could play more stuff. I only know about like 3 songs really well now. I used to know a lot more, but I kind of got out of it. But maybe I could go and learn something on the piano today. That might be fun. Don't know. But either way, I'm going to figure out what to do with myself because, like I said, it's a bit of a day off today. But anyway, I'm just pottering around, making videos. Oh, I was going to water my plant, wasn't I? Let me film me watering my plant. This is that peace lily that I was on about. This is actually a real plant. This one's fake, but this one's real. And it seems to be thriving, doing really well. Well, they've got a few dead leaves there. I might trim those off. I could do that on the next video, couldn't I? But let me water it. Right, there we go. Let's just give this a little water. And, oops. I'm going to have to hoover now. Don't worry, I won't film that. So there we go, there's a little video. It'd be lovely to get your feedback on whether this kind of video might be, you know, something you might be interested in. Sort of just fly on the wall stuff. Maybe, you know, if I go off out or do anything, I'll just pop my little camera in my pocket and do a few pieces to camera while I'm out and about. And I don't know, just general slice of life daily stuff. Is this something worth doing? Don't know. But anyway, it'd be great to get your feedback on it. But that is it from me. So thank you for watching. Have a great rest of the day and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.